How many of you are looking forward to not just creating your CAC, but creating a whole squad of customized characters? In Xenoverse 2, you have 8 slots, but you can only take one of those into battle at a time. The reason why none of us even bother leveling up all of our CACs to begin with. We just concentrate on the one that we always use. This is what Bandai is trying to take advantage of, the ability to level up most of our characters and experience all the customization fully before we even take them into battle. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doja here, back to more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and this time around I wanted to talk about the Bandai system about team leveling, or team building in general when it comes to Xenoverse 3, because we already know in Xenoverse 3, we're already part of a bigger squad, the Great Saiyan Squad, and we're already number 7, so that implies that there's many more members before, and possibly after us, and I think this is what they're attempting to do with Xenoverse 3. Biggest giveaway of this is the giant screen that Bulma is looking at. I think this is the first time in a Xenoverse reveal trailer that they've shown the male and the female versions of the protagonist at the same time. It makes me really believe that, especially when you consider the layout of the screen too. You have Brett, the male main character, the female main character, and Gamma 1. It's making me kind of think that looks like a team selection screen, like before you go on a story mission, or before you do any kind of mission, you can just kind of pick which character accompanies you. And that's 100% what I feel like they're going for, especially when you consider the fact that, well, again, we're a part of a giant team. There's a huge team building focus to the game, and it's probably going to make the game way better than it originally is intentionally planned to be, because there's no longer a focus on teaming up with Trunks or Supreme Kai of Time. We're going to team up with Brett, Gamma 1, Goku, any other heroes that we find throughout time, especially our own customizable heroes. And you can tell they've done a lot to improve teamwork in Xenoverse in general, because even in Xenoverse 2, there's many improvements to how we synergize with our other characters. You're going to see a lot of these steps being taken in Xenoverse 2 to expand the team features of the game. A great example is that if you've been playing Xenoverse 2 since launch, you would know that you actually couldn't pick any of your other custom characters without having to quit the whole game and reselect them. But in Xenoverse 2, they did actually update it so that you can pick any of your custom characters at any point. They just go at the end of the character select, that's it. They even updated the team system so that way you could bring your characters on parallel quests, because you couldn't do that for the whole of Xenoverse 1 and for a lot of Xenoverse 2. In fact, the same way Xenoverse 2 expanded playability on custom characters with these many updates is the exact same way we're going to be getting in Xenoverse 3, except obviously with a higher core emphasis, because Xenoverse 3 is launching its marketing with a focus on teams, friends. The first ever possible gameplay we just saw for the game showed 2 time patrollers fighting alongside each other, or Great Saiyan men like squad members, right? And remember, Xenoverse 2 did update itself so that you could play all of your other characters without having to completely leave the game just to do it. You could also just make them allies with you on parallel quests as well, and even expert missions, which made parallel quests even easier, because you could just bring your own customized demon into a match, and just, it would carry so much. In fact, the fact that they introduced a dual ultimate system after doing this, very crazy. It's almost like they wanted you to use it with your other custom characters, because your custom characters are most likely going to be the only other character that can fire these dual ultimates, because they don't even need to have the move equipped to use them. The only rule is that only characters who actually own these attacks and custom characters could use dual ultimates. And how convenient is it that dual ultimates are introduced almost immediately after you have the ability to play all of your characters in the game at the same time? It's definitely what the whole point of the system was for, and I feel like it was some slight leaning into the development of Xenoverse 3 of, hey, can we make dual ultimates work in Xenoverse 2 before we move it to Xenoverse 3? And this is without forgetting, by the way, that Xenoverse 2 already let you go into the multi-lobby and make teams of random time patrollers, in case if you guys just wanted to do PQs or PvP battles together. In fact, it gets pushed even further. There was a unique Kame House location just for teammates only, which makes me go, yeah, that's 100% what they're aiming to complete in Xenoverse 3. And Brett straight up called us, you know, buddy. We're his team, right? So there's already a way higher emphasis on team focus in this. Again, more evidence to the fact that Trunks and Supreme Kai of Time will not be there to guide missions the way they were for Xenoverse 1 and 2. It's going to be a game about us, about the custom characters. It will no longer be a Dragon Ball game that just has an OC inserted into it that just, you know, shows up every now and then during different, like, key events. This is definitely actually the Dragon Ball game. Just like Dragon Ball Online, the game is about us personally, not about other characters. It's about us personally. I think the Future Saga is a really good example of this, because the Future Saga just takes random events of Dragon Ball and changes them so much that you can't even say it's just inserting characters into the random arcs of Dragon Ball and changing the timeline. Like, the Goku Black arc isn't even a Goku Black arc. Goku Black is a separate antagonist in its own story. The same with Ultra Super Saiyan God supervillain like Vegeta, right? That's entirely unique. That didn't happen. Like, that straight up didn't happen. That's entirely unique. So that's the way Xenoverse 3 story is going to be most likely, except with a way higher emphasis on custom characters, and team building naturally, because these missions are probably going to be so difficult that they're going to be like, hey, you can bring time patrollers with you on this one, and then you can select your time patrollers like selecting like Pokemon before a battle, or like selecting your teammates in an RPG game. Story missions will have a team selection now where you can just pick time patrollers that come with you, especially your own customized time patrollers, because again, we're a squad now, so yeah. I think a few Dragon Ball games that actually you can use as a reference to examples of this is Battle of Z. I know, God forbid, we shouldn't mention that game, but also the Budokai games. In Battle of Z and the Budokai games, I'm pretty sure you could pick your allies on missions. Now, obviously, you were always going to play as Goku because he's the main character, right? But you could pick other characters that join you on the adventure, and depending on the characters you pick, you actually get different unique outcomes in story missions. And you can see some of this in the extra story DLC in Xenoverse 2. You can pretty much pick Cooler, Broly, Bardock, and they all have funny, unique things to say when they fight certain opponents or they're in certain events, right? Like, you could play Budokai 2 completely straight-laced to just play exactly like the anime where you have the exact canon characters fight exactly who they want, or you can just play it in the most bizarre way possible, where things that never happens just happen. A good example is when you have to fight Kid Buu on the land of the Kais, you can just make Gohan have a final rematch of Cell, or make Vegeta get his revenge against Frieza in the meantime. Or you can have Vegeta turn into Majin Vegeta before Fat Buu actually shows up, then just have Majin Vegeta agree to jump in with Goku, because that would be awesome, and that's just something you can actually do. I really do miss that about the older Dragon Ball games, and since Dragon Ball is back in an era where it kind of has no content, they're kind of going back to doing completely original stuff. Obviously, by the time Xenoverse 3 comes out, we'll have the Mora arc, which is, you know, more original content. But in terms of Dragon Ball actually doing its own thing, we used to get stuff like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Broly when Dragon Ball had no content. And it seems like Xenoverse 3 is going to be doing a mix of both stuff that's actually new in the anime and completely original stuff like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and any other unique things that they can get away with or just add, because it'd be cool, it'd be fun, and it'd be content that everyone would enjoy. And content everyone would enjoy, being able to play your custom characters whenever you want. Your favorite characters that you made for yourself, you can bring them on whatever missions. And again, the game has way more of a focus on team-based gameplay. Here's a great example, actually. There's a much greater emphasis on teams in this game's marketing already, with the reveal trailer making use of Capsule Corp's training room, which already implies being part of something even bigger in comparison to Xenoverse 1 and 2's reveal trailers, which just showcases a lone time patroller just flying around or wandering solo. That obviously gives you the sense that it's a character on a mission, which is cool, but the whole aspect of a team is being heavily focused on in these trailers. For example, even in the most recent trailer, which revealed the name of the game, we could see a huge bustling city with many unique designs and characters that we don't normally get to see in Dragon Ball, and characters are even going undercover like Brett, not to mention the fact that our uniforms are numbered, which means that there's more existing characters already in this team. So there's already a bigger focus on teams beforehand compared to just, oh, it's just us, Trunks, and Supreme Kai. Another great example of this extremely flexible teamwork that you can actually see just in the trailer is obviously Gamma 1 is going to be a buddy for a long time of the game's story, because why not? But I think it's really interesting the characters display, especially when Bulma's on screen, like during this shot, because when Bulma's on screen in that shot, they show both the male and female, like, main character, which, again, they normally don't do. They normally just show the male main Saiyan and like leave it at that, but they do show both of them, which does give me the idea that they are obviously expanding their works to have as many characters as possible appear in the story. A great example is that we already know Goku's basically taking like a mentor kind of role in the game, especially because he has a new outfit. So it's not crazy to say that you can probably bring Gamma 1 of you on a quest, Brett on a quest, your other custom characters on a quest, or Goku on a quest. You can just pretty much just bring any other character you want with you on quests, because the game is probably going to most likely have branching story paths. And if it doesn't have branching story paths, it's at least going to have unique gameplay depending on who you choose to bring with you during certain events, whether it be a 2v2 battle or it's a multiplayer like parallel quest, because expert missions are most likely coming back because they were very well done in Xenoverse 2. Raids are going to be readjusted, and the story mode is most likely, again, also going to be like, hey, you could change history by just bringing a different person with you. Maybe you could bring Gamma 1 to an event that happens during Superhero, and you'll see Gamma 2 again and do his best to try and keep him alive this time. Or maybe you could just bring someone else and just have it play exactly the way it did normally. Either way, I do think that's a perfect place to end the video. I just wanted to get my thoughts out on the whole team system of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, because I think Xenoverse, as like, when you actually think about it, Xenoverse 2 did do a lot to improve compatibility with playing with other people's custom characters as well as your own. Again, before you could literally just not play your other custom characters without having to quit the whole game to do it, and they updated it just so that you could. And then they introduced dual ultimates, and then we have all these other team features in the game, ultimates and other super attacks and unique moves that only have benefits that trigger with teammates. There's so many super souls in the game that don't work because the teammate system in Xenoverse 2 is just very lackluster in general. But this is something that they can easily expand upon in Xenoverse 3, and I want to get my thoughts on this because Xenoverse 3 is already focusing more on a team emphasis basis already. We're losing Trunks' Supreme Kai of Time, and we're gaining Absolute Peak with Brett, Gamma 1, multiple other custom characters, and even seemingly Goku joining the team if you go on the reveal trailer alone. So, without further ado, just wanted to get my thoughts out, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, then obviously, again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. Again, I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care, and peace, peace, peace. Bye-bye.